From the outside, it looked like an ordinary birthday visit. A cake sat on the counter. Coffee had gone cold and the television hummed quietly in the background. If anyone had walked by the open door, they would have seen a family doing what families often do, sharing the same space without really connecting. He stood near the kitchen island, hands loosely clasped, already bracing himself to leave. He'd learned to show up light, without expectations he'd have to carry back out with him. His mother handed him the card without any ceremony, no smile. No pause, just a quick reach across the counter like she was sliding an overdue bill. His way, "Don't expect much," she said. He opened it because that's what you're supposed to do with cards. The handwriting was sharp but intentional. "Happy birthday from the family, Leech. Maybe this year you'll grow up." He didn't gasp or flinch. There was only a subtle shift behind his eyes, like a camera lens snapping into focus. His brother laughed, not awkwardly, but easily, as if this was a familiar joke. Their father didn't even look away from the television. "We should have cut you off years ago." The words dropped into the room and stayed there. No one rushed to smooth them over. No one checked his reaction. He nodded once. A habit he picked up years ago to keep things moving. He slid the card back into its envelope and set it on the counter beside the knife he bought them the year before. What no one ever acknowledged was that the television stayed on because he paid the electric bill. That the phone buzzing in his mother's pocket worked because he kept the family plan active. That the mortgage payments his father liked to complain about missing were hardly ever missed anymore. He'd started helping when he was 22 at first. It was temporary, a rough patch, a favor that even felt honorable. He never announced it or kept emotional score. He treated it like routine upkeep. Over time, routine became expectation. Expectation turned into entitlement. And entitlement, he was slowly realizing, almost always turns into contempt. He stayed another 10 minutes, just long enough not to make a scene. Then he said he had somewhere to be. No one asked where. In the car. He didn't feel angry. Anger took energy. What he felt instead was clarity, the kind that comes late and doesn't bother making a spectacle of itself. That night, he sat alone at his desk. The quiet in the room felt deserved. He opened his laptop, logged into his bank account, and reviewed everything the way someone might take stock of supplies. There was nothing dramatic about it, just settings, permissions, names lined up next to small boxes. He removed his card from the utility account, turned off autopay on the phone plan, canceled streaming services he didn't even use but had been paying for anyway. He paused a recurring transfer labeled Family Help, a name he'd chosen years earlier, back when it still felt true. Each change came with a confirmation, time-stamped. Neutral. The power in that moment didn't come from his determination. It came from how indifferent the system was. His phone lit up while he worked, one missed call, then another. He turned it face down and kept going. When he finished, he opened the family group chat and scrolled through the latest messages. Complaints, memes, a reminder about trash day. He typed one short paragraph. "I won't be providing financial support anymore. I've removed myself from all shared accounts. Please make other arrangements." No explanations, no blame, no goodbye. He hit send. The response was immediate, but not direct. Calls rang and went unanswered. Voicemails piled up. Messages came in waves, confused at first, then angry, then strangely apologetic. "What is this about? You didn't have to do it this way. Families don't keep score." He didn't reply. Over the next few days, consequences unfolded on their own. Utility companies sent notices. Services were shut off according to policy. The family, used to problems quietly fixing themselves, was forced to face them. His father left a voicemail full of frustration and disbelief. His mother texted that he was being dramatic. His brother asked if this was some kind of lesson. He didn't delete anything. He didn't answer anything. A week later, his father showed up at his apartment. He stood in the doorway, hands in his pockets, eyes scanning the room like he was searching for leverage. "You've made things difficult," his father said. "Yes," he replied. Not defensively, just honestly. His father waited, expecting an excuse, an apology. The old pattern where responsibility flowed one way and respect never followed. It didn't come. After a moment, his father nodded as if a conversation had ended and left. The silence afterward wasn't comforting, it was uneasy. But it was real. There were no apologies, no reunions. The family adapted, struggled, or blamed him from a distance. He didn't know which. He didn't ask. What he did notice was the lack of constant tension. His phone stayed quiet, his paycheck stayed his. And without his money holding everything together, it became clear just how conditional their affection had been on his next birthday. There was no card, no call, no insult disguised as a joke. He cooked dinner for himself and paid the bill. When it arrived, the light stayed on, the room felt steady. It wasn't a victory. It wasn't closure. It was a boundary held in place not by arguments, but by reality.